That's the signal. That's the signal. And good morning. Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is April 11th, our first week after our week. It's good to see all of you here in person and also those of you who are joining us on Zoom call today. We can have a call to order. I'm going to ask you to stand so we can have our invocation. Please get everybody quickly just stand. Our Rotary grace, O God of all people, we thank thee for Rotary that brings men and women of all vocations and nationalities and races together in fellowship and service. As we share in this program, may our lives be enriched in greater service over self. Amen. As you're standing, shall we give our toast, please? A toast to the King and to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. King and the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Thank you. Thank you. You may be seated. It's the King. That's right. If we said the Queen would be a little problem.
I was born to
And coronated. Oh, wow. Wow. Well, the next coronation is going to be in May. The King is going to be coronated in May. Yes, his coronation. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's good to see all of you here. After a wonderful weekend, I'm pretty sure many of you spent time with family and friends. You visited various churches or synagogues and you had a great time. But wasn't it great that we celebrated as a country with character? It was a tremendous, come on, let's have a whoop. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you were in the stands. Did you go, D? Oh my goodness, it was an amazing experience we went last night. And just to see those athletes from the various Caribbean countries just and give their all. They gave their all, they laid everything on the track, whether they were running or whether they were in the field. It was just amazing to just see people participate from 28. Oh, that's right, in the food. I'm going to come to that in just a minute. 28 countries from the Caribbean came and participated, and the Rotarians were well represented. I saw pictures coming in from Chantel. I saw pictures coming in from, who else pictures were coming in from? Shelby, different persons who were at the birthday here at the stadium. And of course, let's give a round of applause to our athletes who went to the swimming championship in Curacao. Come on, let's give a round of applause to them. They did a tremendous feat. We actually, this is our, what do you call it? How do you say it? 5B? 5B of doing very well. So we congratulate all of them. And I encourage you to encourage our young people to participate in sports wherever they are as Rotarians. So we're very happy to have all of you here today. We're also going to welcome our guests. Anyone that is visiting with us today, if you are visiting with us and you are either in person or you are on Zoom, if you are a guest, I'm going to come to the Rotarians in a minute, but if you are a guest, can you acknowledge who you are? If you are in person or other than our guest presenter, if you are guests, come on, wave your hand if you're visiting with us. There we go. Hey, what's your name? Eloise. So Eloise, you know what happened? This is your second one. I think invited you. Samita. Samita invited you twice. Samita's not here. Samita, I'm calling you out, Samita. And guess what? Samita is my sponsor. So I'm calling you out, Samita. That's a fine for you not to be in person. And you have your wonderful guest here. So bring your fine next week.
Keno, I just logged on and I know that my guest is there. Thank you, Eloise.
So thank you very much for bringing your fine next week. Samita, my sponsor.
I heard you. Thank you, Eloise.
I don't see Lana, my buddy. But anyway, we'll get to her in a minute. But any other guests, any guests online? Do we have any guests online that we could acknowledge? Not Rotarians, just guests. If you're a guest, you're invited by someone. Jamie.
Yes,
Jamie,
good.
go ahead, Jamie. Give us your name and also who invited you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, my name is Jamie Taylor. I am invited by Shelby and also President Chantel.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for being a part of us today, Jamie. We're going to have an exciting time and we're looking forward to you to participate even more. Anyone else? Anyone else other than Jamie that is online, that is visiting with us? Who else we see? Anyone else? Okay, well, do we have any Rotarian guests? Anyone who visiting from a different Rotary club that is with us? No? I was expecting this young lady, she coming from East Sunrise, I think, East Sunrise, yeah. Sunrise. Let me take a look. She sent me a note. She is from Nassau Sunrise. She said she's the director of fundraising Nassau. I don't see her on yet, but if you see her on, Miss Gibson, Yvonne Gibson said, she said she's visiting with us today. But so everyone is home.
Yes.
Everyone is home base. Okay, it was good to have all of you here with us today. We have a guest presenter, but just before we have our guest presenter to come and share with us today, we're going to invite our president, Chantel, to come and bring remarks. Come on, let's welcome our president.
Good afternoon, everyone. I guess this is what happens after a holiday, right? Our numbers dwindle even more, and it's raining as well. But thank you, brave souls who logged in or came in person. Good to see you. So two things we want to make sure that you remember to keep at the forefront. Excuse me. We need to have person signing for the Red Cross Fair. All pretty much the morning slots have been taken. It's the evening, or someone call it the graveyard shift. So that's between 8 and 10 p.m. We need that for Saturday and also for Sunday. But Sunday we finish a little bit earlier, but I'm sure we'll need help with breaking down on Sunday as well. So if you could, find it in your heart and your giving spirit to please sign up so that we can make sure we have a good event for the Red Cross. Just to give you just a little bit of information, we did make a donation to autism awareness. I don't see Francina on, but Francina was actually there with me. She was camera shy, so that's why you see only photos of me. But when we had our speaker here last week, she did mention that they didn't have access to the van from the group of East Nassau. So they reached out and asked if we could help them to get pizzas instead. So we were able to get pizzas, 17 pizzas, that works out to be in terms of amount of people. And members of the board, helped with that, also helped to contribute to make that happen. So we were happy to make that donation, and they've been sending thank yous, and they were so appreciative of us doing that. So we were able to drop it off. They wanted us to just have it delivered. But we went and we dropped it off so we could have some photos. They looked like they were having a really good time. So we were happy to be able to participate and help them with that event. I'm sure they'll be reaching out to us again in the future. That's it, right? In terms of participation, last week I mentioned that we were working with the New Providence Ecology Park to launch the household battery recycling. We're still working on that. I'm working closely with Jenny McKinney. She's actually working out how to get the recycled jars, put the batteries in. So hopefully by the end of this week, we should have that ironed out, and she will be our guest speaker next week. So that she could talk about it and actually, give more information about how we're going to launch. And with that, sir, I am done. And unfortunately, there's no secretary or assistant secretary. So
Thank you very much, President Chantel. And again, that was a wonderful gesture for to assist those young persons with autism. And let me just say this, yesterday at the track, what really made the Charybdis special was they actually selected, I think it was for 6 or 7 Special Olympic young people who ran a race yesterday. that, I don't know about you, but that gave me such a powerful feeling to know that we included young people who were in Special Olympics. And they ran their race and they ran it with such exuberance and excitement. And I said, you know, that is what Rotary. It's all about going above and beyond and helping those persons in our community who may not be able to help themselves. That's one of our core reasons why we are here. Service above self. So again, let's continue doing what we're doing in our community. And we had one or two other persons join. I think we have Miss Gibson. How you doing, Miss Gibson? Miss Gibson, can you just introduce yourself to our club? You can join, who's RCN show? Oh, RCN. Okay, that's us. Okay, so Miss Gibson, can you just introduce yourself and say where you're from, please?
Hi, this is Yvonne Gibson Sands, Director of Fundraising at Nassau Sunrise. I've been in Rotary Club now going on 2 years, so I'm enjoying it. I keep saying to Keno, I have to attend your club, and so finally I'm here and I'm enjoying it so far.
Well, it's good to have you, Ms. Sad. And I know you're gonna enjoy. We have a great topic today, and we're gonna have an absolutely wonderful time today. Well, we're gonna move right on. Everyone already have their meal. So we're gonna take a couple of minutes to have our meal. Sam, you don't have your food yet? See, Sam, you have your food. Sam, you spoke too soon, Sam. So everyone has their meal, so I don't want their food to get cold, so go ahead and enjoy your meal. We're gonna take about 5 minutes, enjoy your meal, and then we're gonna come back with Mr. Swaby, the Wayne Swaby, who's gonna come and update us on membership. Go ahead.
Yeah, we used to have quite a good walk.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Wow, all I can say is yum, yum, yum. This is what you call food and fellowship. You're lucky you're having a great time over there. Joan, it's good to see you, Joan. How are you? All right, good to have you, Joan. And of course, Sam, it's always good to have Sam sitting right next to Sheila with those pretty earrings and that nice pretty, what's that, a necklace today? All right, lovely necklace. Yes.
It's not like we talk about women and then shape and their dress.
That pretty. They're with us. Okay, we are so happy to have Rotary Club of Road Town and BVI with us today. Come on, can you all say hello to us today? Rotary Club of BVI and Road Town. Just open your mics and introduce yourself for us very quickly.
Hi, past President Lavina Liburd. I've been meaning to attend one of Chantel's meetings as president for the whole year, but it's been a hectic year, so I'm glad to be able to be with you guys this afternoon.
Oh, Chantel is right here smiling from ear to ear. So happy to have you today. That's Road Town. Now we have BVI also. Road Town BVI. Okay, good. Well, listen, you all did very well. I think you had several medals for Correcta. So it's good to have you, at least to have your athletes here for Correcta. They did, I think, for the size of persons that came, they did well. So we're going to continue on. Just before we have membership, we also want to just mention Earth Day. Chantel mentioned Earth Day, the batteries that we're going to be starting that, the battery initiative to collect. But we also want to acknowledge Cat Island. Cat Island is also going to be having an Earth Day event. What's it called? Cat Island Earth Day Festival. So if you are on and from Cat Island, I encourage you to participate with that. And of course, if you're here in Nassau and you're able to fly over to Cat Island to support that, go ahead and do the same thing. Oh, Cat Island. You can darn you so like you want to sing and dance. All right, we're gonna do the dancing in just a minute. We also want to just recognize and again give this to one of our very, very special Rotarians. Of course, we all know Larry. Larry is such a wonderful and faithful Rotarian. Just condolences to him. He is, of course, funeralizing his sister actually at this very moment. So just keep him in a silent prayer as he does that. His sister was the former director of education, Ms. Davis, and she did a tremendous work when it comes down to educating our students. So come on, Dwayne, come on, bring us up to date with what's happening with membership. Robin is about to leave us. One of our members. Hold on. 1 second. Got something. Let me just get my hanky out. Robin, are you leaving us? Robin, this is your last meeting. Come on, did you say something? I brought my hanky out just.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Oh, come on, Robin. Could you just say a couple of words just before you leave us and say that this is your last meeting?
Yes, yeah, sadly, I just put a piece on chat actually. It will be my last meeting, as Chantel knows. And I just want to wish all of the members and the club every success in the future and become, as I say in my chat, ever stronger and successful in the future. It's been a privilege to have been a member for over 20 years and meet with such great people. And I thank you all.
Thank you, Robin.
And all of now, you set me up, you bring the sad news on when I'm about to talk about membership. Oh, hey, Robin, thank you for the time that you spent with me. I've been a Rotarian since 2008. And I've known you ever since, and you've always been pleasant and well-spoken, and it's a pleasure to have met you. And I wish you all the best in your journeys going forward. Thanks again.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. I have the surprise pleasure of providing you with a membership update. I'd like to say, first of all, to congratulate all of the persons who've had birthdays previously. And now, especially their distinguished president who provided all of the information on her birthday straight through for everybody to see on that special day. Darren, we'll see your kids running around next year. On your special day. We'd like to say on the April 12th, we have Sherry from Cat Island. She'll be celebrating a birthday. We also have Edwin, who will be on the 13th of April. And my young lady, Deidre, she'll be having her birthday celebration on the 15th of April. And that's it for birthdays. We would always like to encourage everyone to at least try to make one in-person meeting. I see past President Stephen there, and he's already promised to buy the first person who comes or who hasn't been here for at least 3 consecutive meetings that he'll buy them lunch. And so,
Yeah.
you know. Take care of all. The next one. Okay. And so now, I made the mistake and said, past president, the Chantal, I think Darren was the president already. Darren, don't worry, you'll get your chance. Just for all of those who may be celebrating upcoming birthdays, we're going to play the birthday song for you now. And so go ahead, President Chantal.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. How old am I now? My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. So I can party all night.
Seriously?
There's too much fun here. Too much fun. I hear some dancing the song. We're gonna have Rotarian Alandra come and introduce our guest presenter for today. Alandra?
Very pleasant. Good afternoon, with fellow Rotarians and guests. Our guest for today is Deborah H. Deal. For the past 39 years, Deborah Deal has been a building contractor in an industry traditionally male-dominated. Joking that she was an only child and her father wanted a boy, her passion for building and design started from an early age, as did her respect for the environment, which over the years has worked its way into her career as a builder of green homes. 13 years ago, the company built its first green home in Charlottesville with solar panels and backup batteries as its energy source. Ms. Deal is also a partner in South Ocean Palms, a green subdivision. Sustainability and energy efficiency being so important in construction, her desire to ensure all Bahamians and residents alike are awarded the opportunity to better steward our country through best building practices and energy efficiency. Over the years and through a sister company, Ms. Deal has also been blessed by experiencing working in the family islands from Inagua to Grand Bahama, which has given her and her team a lot of insight as to the country as a whole. Ms. Steele sits on the board of the Bahamas Contractors Association as a trustee and heads the Climate and Environment Committee. She sits on the National Climate Change Committee and chairs a national committee on energy efficiency and sustainable building practices for the Bahamas Bureau of Standards and Quality, and was for 6 years a director of the Energy and Environment Committee of the BCCEC, previously sitting for 2 years of the same committee as the director in all efforts to make a difference, to advocate for better quality and higher standards in the industry, which reflect on a better quality of life for all. Ms. Steele is also a frequent guest on Guardian Radio, giving energy and building tips. If you have a passion, a vision, and the desire to exceed, take your dream in your heart and your hand and run with it with all your might. Don't stop. Don't look back. Don't second guess. Just do it. As Rotary International celebrates Environment Month, please join me in welcoming Ms. Deborah Deal to discuss corporate social responsibility and the Minamata Convention on the Supply and Control of Mercury.
Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to be here. So just a little heads up, I had a conversation with Mr. McCartney when I first got here, and we were talking about, you know, what I'm going to talk about today. So if I forget anything, he's gonna know. Whatever I forget, just ask him, okay? All right, so basically, I don't know if any of you have ever heard of the Minamata Convention or know what it is, but back in 2013, the Minamata Convention was started and formed for the removal of mercury in any man-made products. We've signed on to it back in 2018. We had some consultants in the country for over 2 years, basically teaching us at the National Climate Change Committee what the reasons for eliminating this and how we could do it and that type of thing. And they have now left. And so what we've done is Eustacia Jennings, Jess Consultants, Jenny McKinney, and myself are now working on corporate social responsibility. So what is mercury? Everybody knows what mercury is. Everybody knows that's that little thing that, you know, there's a ball of it on the table. Everybody wants to play with it because it's so much fun and all that kind of stuff. That's what mercury is. And the reason that the ban happened, the convention happened, is mercury is used in mining. And what it does is it actually attracts the mineral that you're after. So in Japan, in the Minamata Bay, where they were doing a lot of mining for gold, that's where mercury was used, and it poisoned the water, and it also poisoned the persons who were doing the work in it. And what happens is you end up with neurological disorders and brain functions, malfunctions, and that type of thing. And it was so widespread that it's now a global thing. So I think it's 180 countries have signed on. We were the last one. We were one of the last ones to sign on in 2018, but we are a new country, basically, considering the age of many other countries in the world. So mercury is in, you guys already know, I bet you know. Thermometers. Yes, it was. Not anymore. It was also in the pressure things that you use on your arm when you go to the doctor. No longer in the switches when you turn on your lights. It was in that. No longer there. But the main culprit, well, there's two. One that we are not going to work with, but skin lightening creams. It's a main ingredient in skin lightening creams. And not only is it harmful to the woman or man who uses it, but if the woman is breastfeeding, then what happens is her child also absorbs the mercury from her skin, and those children oftentimes end up with neurological disorders. But what we are going to talk about is CFLs, compact fluorescent light bulbs. Those are the curly ones. For somebody, if anybody doesn't know what a CFL is. So what we have decided to do is, and I'm sure you've all heard of corporate social responsibility, which is people, planet, and profits. What we are doing is we've reached out to I personally have reached out to 2 or 3 corporations. And what we're trying to do is get corporations to actually switch out any light bulb that they have from CFL to LED. People used to say, oh, well, LEDs are so expensive, we can't possibly do that. Well, no, you can actually buy a 4-pack of LED light bulbs at AG Electric for $8. So it's no longer expensive. You also, if you're trading out a light fixture, let's say you have a fluorescent light, like in your building, a square, like 2x2 light fixture, you can actually replace that entire light fixture for $60. And it will last at least 18 years. The bulbs in it will last at least 18 years. So there's many things that we can actually do that, first of all, okay, people, planet, and profits. So if you help the people that you know from having to deal with CFLs, I'm going to go back to about 25 years ago. We were doing a renovation of the National Guardian. We were turning the bunch of spaces into where they now have the lighters, that office. And of course, when the guys were knocking down the walls and knocking down the lights and everything, they would have, just like they actually had one of the commercials for the Minnesota Convention on this. They were either doing sword fights with the light bulbs, right? Not even knowing or thinking about the fact that they were, if they broke, that they were going to get mercury poisoning or anything like that. These are the kind of things that people don't know about that we need to actually teach. The construction industry, of course, is one of the major things because the contractors are the ones that are doing the renovations. And are they securing the light bulbs and taking them to the landfill, to the hazardous waste section? Or are they just letting them be broken into the landfill? What happens is we only have, in the landfill, we only have one section of that is actually lined, which means everything else goes into the landfill, it's buried with fill, and then what happens is as it disintegrates or as the mercury, let's say, goes down into the ground, it contaminates the water table. Well, it doesn't just do contaminate the water table in the landfill, because our water table goes completely across the entire New Providence. So when we have things like that in the landfill, they are poisoning all of us. So we really need to make sure that I think that's one of the reasons the water and sewage have asked for persons to not do their own wells in their yards, because there are so many contaminants that are actually in the ground. And you never know what's in your area at the time that might be, obviously, they're all going to go everywhere, but they're going to be more intense in certain areas, right? So we need to make sure that doesn't happen. So if you're a business and you have the light bulbs and you can switch them out, you are going to make things better for the persons that work in your establishment. If you teach them, because you can't just always do something without making it a teaching moment. If you can teach them and let them understand the value of changing out something that could be very harmful to themselves and then in turn to the family, that it's a plus. The second thing is planet. Again, we talked about when the mercury goes down into the water and causes a problem, or with the persons who are absorbing. The last thing is the difference in the cost of your energy bill is so different that it's unbelievable that we haven't done this sooner. I'm going to give you an example, and you can actually go on. We have a YouTube station, BCCEC, which are the initials for Bahamas Chamber of Commerce Federation, Green Initiative. IDB gave us a grant to make 12 videos on energy efficiency and sustainability. And one of them is a video of Pastor Benjamin at my church, the Providence Community Church, talking about the things that they did to actually reduce their energy costs. And one of them was to adopt the light bulb. So, when you come out of church, there'll be a long table like this, and there was always put boards with different events that are going on and things that you can participate in. And you could just sign up and it would have each of the light bulbs and how much it would cost and what you would contribute to that, right? Took about a year to collect all of the funds and to switch them all out. We did inside. Now, if anybody knows about the church, it's a restaurant, it's a gymnasium, it's a school. It has Hands for Hunger. The area, it looks like a basketball court, but the area where we have church is rented out on a regular basis. And then, of course, the outside lights as well. So when everything was changed over, the electricity bill went from 7,000 to 2,000, a $60,000 a year savings from switching out their light bulbs from CFLs to LED. And within a year and a half, we were able to pay off the balance of our mortgage. And this is on a video. There's no way this person is going to go up and do a video with us that IDB is paying for and say, and it's a lie. They have proof that they've done this and they have the books to show for it. So this is, to me, that is a huge story. So you're helping people, you're helping the planet, and you're able to make profits because you're saving so much money. You could put that money back into either another green project into your business or to do something like maybe like Kalina does or did. I don't know if they still, well, they don't right now because of COVID, but they had a nursery school right on the grounds of the building. So that when women had to go or men had to go pick up their children from school, they didn't have to take them to Grammy or to a housekeeper or whatever. They could actually bring them back to work. They could stay there at the school and then they could go home with them again. Again, something that you could actually do, actually help and work with the people that are working for you. Because if everybody is happy, you get more production out of it and you end up respecting the business because the business is doing things for you. So there's so much benefits to corporate social responsibility. So I met with one insurance company person. And he told me that they're doing it at one of their other locations, but they have a building that they just purchased on East Bay Street. I think they purchased about 2 years ago. And they did a transition with many different things there. The air conditioning units, they switched them out from, from like 13 SEER to 20 SEER, the light fixtures and that type of thing. And it cost them $60,000 to do it. But the savings in their energy bills is reflected on a daily basis. So what we're looking for also is, if you've already done it, we want you to send us a letter or a note with what you've actually done and the benefits of it. We're trying to make sure that instead of doing a ban, which we did with the plastics, we probably will not do another ban in the country. That ban was based on global participation. But we can actually stop this by, well, first of all, I don't know any of the electrical stores here who actually sell CFLs, except for one that's on Mackey Street. Other than that, none of the other ones sell them. But if we can actually stop CFLs from coming in at the border, because everything that comes in has to be paid for in advance. So if we can actually stop that from happening, it's not going to take long before we actually don't even have to worry about it anymore because they won't be coming into the country. And because they're being banned and the manufacturers of CFLs are no longer in business, it's not going to take long before the inventory is built. So that's basically what we're looking for. We need your help. We need you to come in and say, or send a letter or a note saying, this is what we want to do, or this is what we've already done. And so you might have a building that has 8 floors. All right. So it may not be feasible financially to do all 8 floors at a time, but you don't have to. You can do 1 floor at a time. And you could call it that. You could call a campaign 1 floor at a time or 1 room at a time. So we're looking for and corporations that want to participate to let us know that you want to participate so we can actually advertise the fact that this is actually being done in the country. And we'd like, if you have any stories where you've already done this, but please let us know. We want to know who's actually participating and who's actually concerned about corporate social responsibility. So that's it. If you have questions or want to know more stuff, just ask me. Come on, somebody has that question.
So, in terms of participation, I spoke to one from our, do you have some literature or something that you just want to so that we do you?
Well, we just actually started this about maybe Ginny and Stacey and I just had our second meeting about a week and a half ago. So we just started this. I will do a letter and I will send it to you. Thanking you for the invitation to actually come here and speak on it, but also what we are looking for. And you could send that to all of your members. And that's what we would like to do. We're really looking for the country to bind together and do this. You know, we did it with the Montreal Protocol. We did it with the Basel Convention. We did it with Rotterdam Convention. So we've done it with other things. And it's actually worked in our favor to do that. So anything we can actually do to help you or guide you. If you need the bulbs that you take out collected, you can get in touch with us to do that as well. Okay, so that's, yeah.
Okay, question?
Yeah.
Sheila?
Yes,
I just wanted to say that everything you say is completely, kind of something that everybody should follow. My electricity bills at my house were over $1,000 a month. I swapped out all the light bulbs to, kind of the new LED. I got rid of my central air conditioning and put in high efficiency ductless units. And my electricity bills are now below $400 a month. I've saved myself at least $500 a month.
well, I have a. pool
And I
house.
mean, obviously, there are other things I've been careful with, but
Right.
those were the major differences.
Well, I have a pool house on the property and back when we actually lived in the pool house, the electricity bill was anywhere from $500 to $750 in summers because it's exposed rafter ceilings and all that kind of thing. So what I did is during COVID, it couldn't work, but I'm a contractor, so I just can't sit around and do nothing, right? So basically I remodel. And what I did is I put in 220 SEER central air systems. I prefer central air because it takes the moisture out. I was having problems with mold and mildew and clothes and stuff because there wasn't enough airflow. And I got my bill in January. It was $48. 48, and I'll send them to you if you like. February was $38, and I just got the one for March, and it was $43. Yes, with 2 systems that have never been turned on. And I did the same thing as you. I didn't have air conditioning in my own house for over 12 years, so I just couldn't afford it. Life happened, and anyway, life happened. And in 2020, I was able to put in a system upstairs in my house. Again, it was a 20 SEER, and it's never been off. And I have, it's about $187 for my house, which is a large house too. It's like 4,000 square feet, Yes. No, that's my electricity bill. I switched that up. Okay, well, I also sprayed the isonine into the attics spaces to keep the ceiling cooler.
What's that? What did you print?
It's isonine, ICYNENE. It's the #1 lead product in construction. It is a spray foam. George Pierce actually has the company here in Nassau. And it will reduce your attic space from 140 degrees to about 75 to 80 degrees, which means your air conditioning systems, everything inside your house has to work less hard because it doesn't have to fight against the 140. The attic is here, right here, and here's sheetrock, right? That's sheetrock. Up here is 140, here's 70. So 70 degrees, somebody might say, well, that's not much, but if you think about 32 degrees being freezing and 102 degrees being 70 degrees more, that's a huge difference, right? So your air conditioning systems don't have to work so hard. So, yeah.
I got my system set at 78.
Yeah, mine is 75 or 76. Yeah, it never changes.
I've got used to 78 now. When it goes down to 76, I'm cold.
Same things when I put the spray, the white
Yes.
foam spray in my
Yes.
room.
Yes.
That's like, winter wonderland up there, but that really helped the insulation. In relation to my room.
It basically will reduce your energy costs in your building about 38%.
Yeah.
Yes, just by doing that. So that's, one of the first, and if you're retrofitting, you can still do it. Because I have, like I said, I have exposed, downstairs I have exposed, upstairs I have a tray ceiling with sheetrock on the angles. And what they did is they actually went up into the attic and they stuck the hose down, going down to the belt beam. And as they sprayed it, they pulled it out, and they did that with every single rafter upstairs. Actually make sure that roof was cool. And it's just been a great asset. And it's just one of those things too. A lot of people use the fiberglass insulation. But the thing with fiberglass insulation is vermin love it. They love it. They like to make nests and stuff in it, right? Plus, they staple it in, staples rot, about a year and a half, it's all laying down on the ground. And it's itchy, so if you have to send anybody up into your attic, it's itchy, it's just not, it's not user friendly. And icing is only $2.37 a square foot, I mean, that's really not a lot of money.
Never have a question.
Yes.
How can you test? Is there a way to test, what have we talked about? Getting into
Yeah, you
water
can take
table?
it to,
Is there something that we can do to make sure that our environment around our home and where?
well, you can take your samples to Aquapure and they'll test them for whatever you want.
Okay. so-
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That's.
I think Ministry of Health also has a testing facility downtown, kind of behind McDonald's. I don't know if they still do it though, but I know Aquapure does. I've gone to other islands and brought water back. And they'll actually give you the proper bags. You can go in and ask them for the containers, yeah.
Yeah.
Do that, yeah.
How can we contact your organization again? I think
Well,
you said
you'd have to contact me at this point in
Okay,
time, which
that's
is,
fine.
yeah,
Okay.
no. Like I said, we're just following up what Minamata, from what the consultants did when they were here. Nobody was really pushing it, like to make sure that it went from conversation we had and why we should do it to let's make sure it doesn't happen. So it's myself, submitting next week. Okay, so she's a part of it. Stacia Jennings, which is Jess Consultants. She was the Heyman consultant firm that was hired by the foreign consultants that came in because it's always easier when you have somebody who's local. They know where to go, who to see and all that kind of stuff, rather than, coming into a country blind, right? But my number is 557-4845. My email is,
Good, one more time, you can put it in the chat.
oh, okay. All right, 557-4845. And my email is contemporarybuilders@gmail.com. Yeah. At Gmail. And then other thing is, when I go on Guardian Radio, I talk about, if you have a problem with the house or if you need advice or whatever. That I would actually go, and I do, I go on a regular basis to people's houses and businesses and give them advice as to what they need. Where they're bleeding energy, I have no problem doing that. To me, I was put on this planet to make a difference. That's it. Yes, pass it on. Yeah.
Okay, any other questions? Got a question? Deandra, a question? I guess, any question? And Stephen, any questions for you, sir?
No.
No questions.
I've been transformed.
Welcome to the
Anyways, thank you very much for the opportunity to be here.
Alondra, are you on?
Yes, I am.
Thank you, and Darren is gonna do the official presentation of the club.
All right.
Go ahead, Alondra.
Okay, Ms. Dean, thank you so much for coming in today. A very, very informative presentation. I will be contacting you later on, I'm sure. So on behalf of Rotary, we would like to say thank you so much for taking out of your busy schedule to come in and share with us today. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, God. Thank you very much.
Just before Darren goes and do our 4-way test, we have to collect some fines. I'm looking around the room, and I'm very happy to say that we are going to be collecting quite a bit of fines today, starting with our incoming president. I'm not even looking that way, but I can feel the $20 coming. I'm looking into the audience. I'm not looking to my left. I'm just looking into the audience and past President Stephen.
I think my wife can speak for me.
Thank you so much for your for the fine.
You should find everybody that's showing up.
No. Nobody wants that. agree. No, just show it up. Just show it up. Two words exchanging and rights. Right. Good basket. I want to thank all of you, all gathering. Do you have your thing of your address? Bring your money. Said Dara the public car. Hey, listen. I gonna let Wayne know Wayne is not here today. Just before you do that, as you can see, Wayne is not here. I'm standing in for Wayne today, so Wayne is gonna pay a fine for me to stand in for him today. Just to be decided or not. Yeah, he's gonna pay it. You know me to come. I'm sitting in. I'm sitting in.
Okay, let us start. I gotta make sure, if it's the truth, I gotta make sure this is the truth, of what I have here, okay? Anybody? Mine and you. Anybody has any money online?
They find me today.
Yeah, thank you.
We want to-
Sorry, that's. That's.
Really going around here, now we want it.
Can change. Get mine for.
That's not really,
People on Zoom, what are they gonna do?
they get fined for being on Zoom. They get defined up for being on Zoom.
So by the way, we have another guest that came in, Seymour Hodge. Seymour Hodge is a Rotarian and visiting with us. Thank you for coming, Seymour Hodge.
Thank you.
All right, 4 of the things we think, say or do.
Is it the truth? Will
be beneficial to all concerned and will it be fun.
All right.
What do you run with? I am right. Maybe someone raise your glasses with me. Roll it around the world. All right, man, thank you for coming and driving so far, man.
Don't forget to wait.
Why you let your car in the grounds? Obviously, the answer.
Yes.
Thank you everyone online. Enjoy the rest of your day.